Hello, good afternoon. So, my name is Mr. Chideshoke and call me Mr. Prince, and I'll be taking you through mathematics today in a topic called earth geometry. So, earth geometry is amongst the topics that we are given in mathematics paper 2 section B. So, you are only required to choose about 4 questions. Okay, so amongst those questions that we're required to choose, earth geometry is one of them. So, I'll be explaining to you 2019 paper 2 exam November question 11. Okay, so now let me take you through this question. So 2019 paper 2 exam November question 11 reads: the points P, Q, R and T are on the surface of the earth as shown in the diagram below. So this is a diagram. Okay, so we've got P, T, Q and R. So they are saying that take pi to be 3.142 and the radius 3437. Now there's one thing that you should always understand about the radius. Sometimes the radius can be given in kilometers, which is 6370, and sometimes it can be given to you in nautical miles, which is 3437. It is the examiner, okay? It is the examiners themselves who choose which radius they will give you, whether it's 3437 or 6370. It is not you to choose, but it is them that choose for you in the question. So you and I do not have any power to choose whether we use 6370 kilometers or we use 3437. So according to this question, the way it came in 2019, they chose for us to say we should choose. We should answer this question in nautical miles. Okay, so now the first question, before we go to the first question, let us look at the structure of the earth. So the earth has got 4 directions. The earth has got 4 directions. So it has north, it has south, it has east, and it also has west. Okay, now let's look at the first question. So the first question says, find the difference in longitude between the points T and R. Now, before we answer that, this structure has got the northern part. So this part, P and Q, are lying on the northern part. Okay, so imagine here there's an equator. Okay, then T and R are lying on the southern part. This is why there's south, and this side there's north. Then now there's east direction is east is 45 degrees east. Okay, and the west is 90 degrees west. So each side, north has got 65 degrees north, south has 55 degrees south, east has got 45 degrees east, and the west has got 90 degrees west. So now when they say find the difference in longitude between the points T and R, they want us to find the difference between the points T and R. So the first way to solve this question is by finding the position. So you can say, okay, you're answering A1. So we are now answering A1. So if you want to answer question A1, this is what you do. You're going to write the point T. Then you open the brackets. Now you ask yourself to say, what is the latitude of T? So remember, always when you want to find a position of a point, always start with the latitude. The latitude ni line miniminder east to west. So this is a latitude. Okay, so always get the number of the latitude before you find anything. Okay, so the latitude of T is 55 degrees south. So I'm going to say 55 degrees south, comma, then the longitude. Now, so after getting the latitude, you must get the longitude. So the longitude is another direction between east and west. So this T belongs to the west part, west direction. So the latitude is 55 degrees south and the longitude is 90 degrees west. So therefore, we are going to say 90 degrees west. Okay. Then now we are going to go to R now. Since we found the position of T, we'll now go to R now. So the latitude of T again is, the latitude of R again is 55. So I'm going to say 55 degrees south, comma, the longitude of R is 45 degrees west. So I'm going to say 45 degrees west, then I close. Okay, so now when you find figures and directions which are the same, what we do is we cancel. Okay, so 55, 55, south, south, we cancel these. Then I'm going to use an alpha symbol to find the final answer. So I'm going to say 90 degrees plus 45 degrees, the answer will be 135 degrees. Please don't add any of these directions, whether east or west, don't do that. So your answer will just be 135 degrees, that's all. So meaning that I have found the difference between T and R. So I can say the difference between T and R is equal to what? T, 135 degrees. So that is it. Okay, so now next we are going to look at the next question now. So we'll look at the next question. So the next question says, find in nautical miles the distance between P and Q. They want us to find the distance. This is question 2A. They want us to find the distance between P and Q. They want us to find the distance between P and Q. So when you look at P and Q, these are in latitude. So the formula that you're going to use will be distance is equals to you can say theta or alpha if you want, over 360, then times 2 pi r, then cos theta. We use this formula when we're finding distance along the lines of latitude. So if you look at P and Q, then the lines of the latitude. Okay, so now after writing the formula, the next thing we have to do is now to find the difference. We first need to find the alpha or the theta, okay, or in short the difference between P and Q. That is what we need to find. So between P and Q, so quickly you can just say, okay, the position of P is remember we started the latitude, so the position of P is 65 degrees north, comma, the longitude of P is 90 degrees west, 90 degrees west. Then for Q, we are going to say Q again is 65 degrees. Why am I saying 65? Because they lie in the same latitude. And the longitude for Q would be 45 degrees east. So therefore I can cancel these two and say my alpha is what? Is 135 degrees. So therefore here there's alpha or theta, here I'm going to put 135. That is the first thing that you do. Okay. So remember that between P and Q, what I found was 35, right? Or 135. So I'm going to say distance is equal to 135 over 360, then times 2 times what is our pi? So the pi is given to us as in 3.142. Then times what is our radius? So radius is 34, 37. So our radius is 34, 37. Then times cos what? Times cos what? So I'm going to write cos 65. Why? Because it is in the latitude of 65. So I'll say times cos C. You can add the 65 degrees there. So it is cos 65. So your final answer is gotten by saying, so I'm going to say 135 times 2 times 3.142 times 34, 37, then times cos 65. Okay, so you write your answer. Okay, then after that you divide the answer that you, so when you multiply all these things, so okay, I can have my answer as in 1, 2, 3, 2, 2, 4, 6.906, then divided by what? Divided by 360. So in a calculator, I can just press by saying divided by 360. So therefore, my answer would be 3422.9. So if you want, you can just round off to one decimal place, or if you want to 3, then you can say nautical miles at the end. So this is our final answer. Okay, so that is the answer that we are just from finding. Remember, at the end is cos 65, don't forget that. But me, I had already indicated that as I was solving my answer. So that's it. That's it. That's what they were saying. Find in nautical miles the distance between point P and Q along the latitude what? 65. That is what I put cos 65 at the end. Okay, now let us look at the last question now as we conclude. So look at the last question. So the last question says, find in nautical miles the distance between P and T along the longitude. So P and T. So if you look at P and T, these are showing a longitude. So therefore, the formula is going to be different. So there's a difference between finding a question that is in latitude and the question that is in longitude. So when you're finding a question that is in latitude, okay, the formula will be D is equals to theta over 360 times 2 pi r then cos theta at the end. But when you're finding along the lines of longitude, this is the formula. So I'm going to say distance is equals to theta over 360 times 2 by r. So this is our formula. We're not putting cos theta. Why? Because we are finding it along the longitude and not the latitude. So when we're finding along the longitude, this is where we end from. Okay. So now let's now go to the question now. So they're saying between P and T, P and T. So P and T. So quickly let's find the position of P. So the position of P is 65 degrees north, comma, the longitude is 90 degrees west. We close. Then now we are going to go to T. Okay, so the latitude of T is 55 degrees south, comma, 90 degrees west. Okay, so when you find that there's another part, there's a side of numbers where numbers are the same and directions are the same, you cancel, okay, and you add those that are different. So I'm sure the answer that you're going to get there is 120. So if you want, you can prove by saying 65 plus 55, we get 120 degrees. So we now know to say that here we are going to put 120, okay. So this is what I'm going to do. Now I'm going to say D is equals to theta is 120 over 360 times 2, then our pi is 3.142, then times our radius is 34.37. So from there you can say distance is equals to, so quickly you can say 120 times 2 times 3.142 times